Good afternoon, everyone.
Hola, hola. Welcome, welcome. We are coming to you live from the I-5.
Woo!
I-5 North, you guys. This is episode number 47
Yes.
of Wine, Women, and Song, and I am Shonda, aka the Princess.
And I am Eva, the Rockabilly Diva.
And we obviously do not have any booze this fine day because we are driving home.
But I'm pretty sure we have booze in our system still from last night.
We probably do. We're probably a little bit polluted.
Yes, absolutely.
We have a lot to tell you about this episode. We just are en route back from the, I believe it's the 7th Rythym Collision Weekender in beautiful Riverside, California.
Ooh, nice weather.
It was
loved
so gorgeous,
Oh my
you guys.
God.
It was like
Be jealous.
73 degrees today there.
Yes.
Fabulous. So, yeah, lots of music to tell you about. We're listening to a little Ella Fitzgerald kind of greatest hits in the car here. And we'll be telling you about all the really good, like, roots music and rockabilly that we got to see at the Rythym Collision.
Yes, it's going to be, it was a good time. And we're a little bit like,
Yeah, you get to see our road dogging.
Woo! Yes, absolutely.
Road dogging over the Grapevine right now, actually. So
yeah, so hopefully we don't get cut off.
right, we could lose reception.
We could.
Listen, it's a live show. Anything can happen.
Anything
right?
could happen.
But we didn't want to make you guys miss a beat with all the good music that we've been up to. Especially this weekend was just, of course, just amazing times and great music. So
yes,
it is a weekender, as I said. So it was supposed to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But for us, we only just went on the Saturday, mainly because of just time constraints and. We kind of thought that, the best day of the show would probably be Saturday, and we all have to work on Monday, so it made the most sense. But yeah, this crazy 24-hour turn where Friday night we went to bed a little on the early side. I had a hard time going to sleep.
Yes,
and then got up at 2:30 a.m. on Saturday morning and drove all the way like crazy people. And just saw just an amazing lineup of bands. It was an incredible music festival. We have talked about it kind of leading up to the show, but it's a show I really do recommend. Music centered. It's really not so much about like, oh, look at my dress, or even look at my car, which they do have a great car show also. But it's very music centered. Axel, the guy who puts it on, does a great job of curating this musical program every year that reflects multiple genres of music and has just such depth as far as like he gets kind of these older original cats, and then he gets like newer bands that maybe you haven't even heard of, and then some favorites like Big Sandy and Shanda and the Howlers and stuff like that. Yeah. So the Saturday was a full day, and I guess who was the first band we saw on Saturday?
The Pyramids.
Yeah,
they were great.
Yeah, so we got to the show, got freshened up, changed into our car show outfits. Went and
even though it's not fashion centered, we are though. Yeah, let's not fool anybody. Yeah, don't be fooled.
We love to dress up. If you hadn't guessed that. So yeah, got there, got dressed up, went out to the car show. Car show was good. Yeah, the weather was gorgeous.
Oh my God, the weather was amazing.
And I forget the band that I think was out in the car show was at the Wildcats, I want to say.
I think so. I think I remember you saying that.
Yeah. So and they were good. They were kind of bluesy.
We're sorry that you missed us too, Lloyd.
Yeah, where were you, Julio? We missed you. Yeah, so Wildcats out in the parking lot, or in the parking structure where the cars were. Gorgeous cars, different cars. Some of them were the same, but a few different ones that I haven't seen in years previous, so that was kind of exciting. And then went into the room, made up a couple of cocktails, wardrobe change. Because that's how we roll. And got into our second outfit, and then meandered down to the ballroom. Things kicked off in the ballroom at 4 with a couple of DJs, but the Pyramids went on, I think it was at
want to say like 5-ish.
That sounds right. Yeah, so the Pyramids, you guys, are like, 1960s surf instrumental band. They did their hit Penetration, which it seemed like they really enjoyed saying penetration. Sort of a lot. It was a little funny. It was like when I first wrote Penetration, and first time I performed Penetration, and we're going to perform Penetration for you. So that was kind of funny because I have the mind of a 5-year-old, so I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. It was pretty funny, though.
It was kind of funny.
Because they're all old dudes.
They're old cats.
So.
They're OGs. And,
yep.
But wow, right? What a performance. Yeah. Like,
great performance.
So good. And awesome to hear, you hear these, like, especially in the genre surf, or the surf genre, you hear, the standards all the time, right? Like lots of cover bands do them. I mean, it's, surf is kind of a staple, but to get to see like an original, surf band from the era performing the song that they did that was a hit was kind of special.
No, it was amazing.
That was pretty special.
And this is what Axel does. He brings like these amazing acts that we've heard all of our lives practically,
right?
And he brings them, and you're like front row and center, and it's like,
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's
like
amazing.
We got to see Dick Dale last year, which was
amazing,
and which turned out to be his final performance. So
yes,
we talk about it, but it's like we're trying to see all those old cats as much as we can, because I mean, they're the ones that pioneered the music that we love, and we owe them that respect.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we saw the Pyramids, and then after they were done, and the DJs were top notch too.
Yes.
So great music in between all the bands. Lots of dancing, because Southern California knows how to dance.
I got to stroll.
Super fun.
I love to stroll, but nobody strolls in Northern California.
No.
Yeah, sucks.
No, and but it's nice to see a ballroom just jumping with dancers.
Oh, absolutely.
Like just crammed and just jumping with people. But then, so after that, we got to see our boy from Northern California. We got to see Mitch Polzak.
Woo, Mitch! And
I was just talking, before as we were driving, like, I've seen Mitch, I've booked Mitch, I've in every way, shape, and form. I've been to the Guitar Geek Festival and seen him perform. I used to book the Royal Deuces back in the day because they're a top-notch rockabilly band. I've seen him perform with Chris Sprague and with Deke Dickerson. But last night was special because it was his birthday.
Yes.
And I feel like he brought like a really special set. I feel like it was different than what you normally see. And I feel like it was like he really was the focus, as opposed to him being like, because he also played with James Hetfield last night.
Yes.
Which is also amazing. And it was very special and beautiful and incredible music. But having Mitch kind of all by himself do the songs that he performed, it was just kind of magic and just really special. It felt really special. And, he's so gracious, but he kept thanking the crowd and saying that there's nowhere else he'd rather be, and it's just exactly how he'd want to spend his birthday. And we got to give him hugs afterwards, and it was really just, he was great, right?
Yeah, he was amazing. He's really fun to watch perform.
He's very animated. He was
very
doing
animated.
High kicks and splits and jumping all over the place. It was very
I like it. I like a good performer.
Me too. I really appreciate when you can tell that they are really feeling the music.
Yeah. So for those of you in Sacramento that saw any of the videos that I posted, he is from the Bay Area, right?
Yeah.
So he does do shows in the Bay. Probably, I don't know, like, when we'll ever get him back in Sac,
He does, I don't know if it's every year, but it's probably pretty close to every year. The only time I've really seen him perform on the regular in Northern California is he does the Autorama.
Oh yeah, the Autorama. I forgot all about that.
Expo.
Yeah, but you definitely, if you want to see him, if you like what you saw, I would probably, try to find a show in the Bay.
And he'll probably be at Viva, because I feel like
I believe he's at Viva,
right?
yeah.
And he plays with, like I said, he plays with Deke, and last night he played with James Hetfield, and it was great. So that was a very special set, and it was also cool to see him, do some instrumentals, which he's really amazing at, but also do, to hear his vocals, because he's quite a singer also.
Right.
Yeah, it was really good.
super fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot. We were right up in front, so you know how that is.
Front and center, front and center. It's how we do.
So then we had, was James right after Mitch? Yeah. So then James Enfeld was right after Mitch Polzak. Well, they had a little intermission and dancing.
We had Rod Piazza.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that was
good. That was after Mitch.
Yeah. And they were amazing. I don't think I've ever seen them. I don't recall ever seeing that band before. I know I've seen them on flyers, and I know Axel likes to book them. But yeah, that was amazing. They had 2 harmonica players, and a really awesome female keyboard piano.
Oh yeah, she was amazing.
Yeah, what a show.
Yeah.
And that was real kind of like bluesy, boogie woogie.
So I forget who the other harmonica player is, but I do know he's from Chicago.
The baby Glenn Danzig.
Yeah, he was so cute. He had like black fingernails and like loads of rings, long hair, chops. He was wearing like a full leopard print like pants and shirt. And he had like a crocodile jacket over it.
Snake skin or something.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was all animal.
Anyway, I saw him in the hallway and I was like, oh my God, your harp playing is amazing.
Yeah, he was
and
so good.
He was like, thank you. And then he's like, oh my God, I love your look. I'm like, thanks.
Which we got a lot. And, you know, we were discussing Eva and I, because, you know, we are, obviously, we're pretty extra chicks. Like, we love
like she
extra.
says, float parade.
Parade floats. Yeah, we are
hashtag
parade floats.
Parade floats.
Hashtag cupcake. Or,
yeah.
But, you know, up in Sacramento, we're used to being like, you know, asked like, oh, are you guys in a play?
Are you going to sing?
Yeah, are you going to perform tonight? Or are you a pinup? I hate that. Don't ever ask me if I'm a pinup. But, don't. But, you know, we're used to that in Sacramento, but it was interesting last night. I mean, we were freaks in Southern California. I'm like, wait a minute, isn't there supposed to be way more freaks in Southern California?
Yeah, totally
we were freaks. We were like
freaks.
3 eyeball, horn-toting weirdos at the show. And so we did get a lot of like, oh, I like your look, it's so interesting.
Which is nice. I mean, like, I guess it's very sweet.
But it was just odd. I mean, I don't know. I feel like either like, I don't know, we're kind of like out of step with what everybody's doing. Just kind of doing our own thing over here. But that was interesting. It's like,
my inspirations are the movie classics, you know, Joan Crawford, Sophia Loren, like, you know, even Marilyn, right? But then I'm also inspired by like Bowie and, you know, Boy George, who actually, Boy George was inspired by Bowie. So, you know, New York Dolls and drag queens. So that's kind of
more
like,
is always more. It's like if glamour is good, then extra glamour is better.
Yes, right? Absolutely.
Yeah. That's my t-shirt design. It's gonna say that.
So, anyway,
so we were talking about
Piazza.
Yeah.
So that show was amazing.
So good.
Harp playing was great. Piano, guitar, and bass, drums, everything.
Yeah.
Then there was
an interesting mix of musicians.
It was.
Too.
It was.
It was interesting.
Yeah. And then we had a little break.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And then James came on. Yeah, James Enfeld.
What a show. I mean, I guess because I don't get to see him all the time.
Yeah.
It's been maybe a couple years since I've seen him, but he's still a sexy motherfucker.
Totally.
That guy's a sexy motherfucker.
And he dresses to the nines. Oh my God.
So much style.
Wow.
So much style.
So smooth on stage.
Yeah, what a performer. And yes, I mean,
we were like,
little Twitter-pated.
Yes.
But he's everything he's ever been ever, and maybe even better than what he's ever been. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. And yeah, having Mitch Polzak on stage with him was like double.
Oh, they just fed off each other too. It was so amazing.
Good. We got so much good video and photos, which of course I'm going to be uploading to our YouTube channel, which we hope you'll subscribe.
Subscribe to our YouTube.
But yeah, pictures and videos up the wazoo, and we were pretty much front and center for the whole thing. So yeah, so that was really an amazing, that was a good performance that they did, and again, the DJs were great.
And then the act was was a doo-wop group, like, you know, kind of like Jersey Boys kind, like under the street lamp kind of thing.
Right.
Very cool. And
OG also, like seriously OG.
So OG,
yeah,
yes.
Awesome.
And they came from they were doing a little bit of like Jersey, Chicago, doo-wop, like,
you know, of course, some of our Southern California friends, people who've transplanted from Northern California to Southern California. Of course, all of our good musician pals like Jerry Prefontaine.
Yes, we had fun with Jerry. We love him. It was great. Yes.
And so that was very nice. And I mean, there was a couple people I really missed that I thought I might see. And because we missed Friday, we did miss a lot of our people. But,
yeah, so Friday. Oh, we're back. Oh,
hey.
Okay. So we got disconnected for a second. We're on the Grapevine right now.
Literally on the Grapevine.
So you know that's gonna happen. So anyway, Friday night it was Shannon the Howlers, Big Sandy. Who else?
Gosh, I don't remember.
Yeah, but those were like good. Yeah, it was a good night, and I think everyone that we probably thought we would see on Saturday as well.
Probably there on Friday.
Yeah.
But...
So, and if we missed you, we're sorry. You know, we'll see you soon. Probably Viva is the next thing. Yeah. So, oh my God, my ears are popping right now.
Yeah, we're going up into the hills here. It's kind of cuckoo.
Yes.
I don't know.
So we'll see if we don't get disconnected again. But so, do you want to talk a little bit about the show itself, or like you know, the don't be a dick thing? Like, I think that was a great conversation.
You know, yeah, I feel like, and we did talk a little bit about this, and I will just say, you know, because I'm not trying to call anybody out or anything like that, but I will say that, you know, as a music promoter, somebody who books bands and promotes bands and you know, and tries really hard to provide good entertainment for people, like, all I will say about that is, maybe other than like being a waitress or a bartender or somebody who serves food kind of a person, there is no more thankless job than doing that job. And it's extremely emotional, and I guess I just wanted to share some of that, you know, with you guys, that, like, you know, when somebody, you know, people think that, like, people who are promoters, either they're swimming in bathtubs full of money, and they're making money on the backs of artists, and they believe that. But I'm just going to clue everyone in, especially in our scene, you're not making any money. You're not making any money. Like, not only are the musicians seriously underpaid, because there isn't a whole lot of audience for what we all love, right? We're such a tiny, small, minuscule genre to begin with. But additionally, it's like more than that. You know, the promoters really aren't making any money, and they work really, 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 really hard. And everybody thinks that they can do it, and it's such an easy job to do until they do it. And I would say anybody who has that attitude, that thinks that, like, oh yeah, they're just, you know, making money on the backs of these musicians, and they're just, you know, here to make money, and anybody who kind of has that attitude, I implore you, go put an event on. Go throw somebody a birthday party and hire 2 bands, and then come back at me and tell me all about how easy, fun, and profitable it was. And so, to that end, what I would say is, when somebody puts something like that on, whether, you know, any promoters that you can think of, it's a lot of work, and to be gentle, right? I mean, and just be gentle in general. Just be gentle in general. Be a nice person, because people who do that, it's like a passion, right? It's like, I don't paint with paint, I paint with music. I paint with events. I'm cultivating.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow.
I'm cultivating this thing for people to enjoy. And people never enjoy it as much as you think that they're going to, because they don't feel it like you do. And I just wanted to, like, kind of share that perspective with people, that maybe that's not something you think of. You know, you go to an event, you pay your ticket, you're just there to be entertained, which that's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to think of all the background ins and outs and how it all happened, but I'm here to tell you it's really a lot of work, and it's painful, and it's emotional, and it's stressful, and you lose sleep over it. And, you know, when somebody makes a comment, or they say something dicky or snarky or off color, you know, I mean, promoters are people too. They have feelings, and it hurts. And so I just wanted to, like, throw that out there, because because I feel like that's a perspective that's really lost for most people. I feel like nobody really thinks about that. It's like when you go to Disneyland, you don't think about, you're going to go on rides, but you're not necessarily thinking about the guy who's polishing, the windows or sweeping the streets or, taking the trash out at the end of the night. It's like you're not thinking about those people, which again, that's not your job, but have some sensitivity, have some awareness about that these kind of events are huge endeavors. Sometimes people are putting, their own money and their ass on the line. It's their reputation and it's their money and it's their hard work that they're putting on the line. So be kind and be gentle. And I just heard, through the event that there were some people that were just really rude to some of the staff there.
That volunteer their time. That
volunteer to be there to sell tickets and wristbands and
see all the beauty
and make sure that you have a great time.
Yep.
And it's like, I get, like, if you're that guy that's just an asshole to the waitress because you're that guy, then you're that guy. And then I'm not going to be able to implore you to do anything else. But if you're a person that maybe has some sensitivity and can kind of see other people's perspective on things, think about that. That person, they didn't, number one, they didn't set the prices, right? Number two, they don't have anything to do with it, right? And just like, in general, just be kind. And here's the thing, if there's something about a show, whether it's the lineup, the price, the venue, if there's something that doesn't set well with you, there's different ways you can handle that. Maybe write an email, maybe, find out who's in charge and offer some constructive suggestions, but don't go to the staff and be a fucking asshole.
Yep.
It's so terrible. And I like to think that in our little scene that we are different because we are maybe a little more mannered, that we're a little bit more sensitive to people. And it's really disheartening when you hear, that somebody was an asshole just to be an asshole. And I know there's drink spilling and everybody's, getting all high and crazy and drunk and whatever, but it's like, that doesn't give you a pass.
Nope.
And, you have a decision, you vote with your dollars. If you go to a show and you're like, yeah, no, that's too cheap, I don't think it's worth it. Guess what? Don't go. Stay home.
Go.
But don't come and be an asshole,
Don't be a dick.
And believe me, and I just will reiterate again that nobody that's doing these kinds of shows, and I've been involved with lots of them, and I know how they work, and I've produced lots of them, they're not in it for the money.
No.
And they're not making money anyway. If they break even, it's a glorious day, and that's the truth. It costs a lot. Every single person in the building, has $1 assigned to their head. It's like, whether they're a musician, a sound guy, a security staff, everybody there, there's $1 amount affixed to that, and it costs a lot of money to put those kinds of events on. It doesn't just happen.
No.
And especially in a gorgeous, venue like the Marriott Hotel there in Riverside, that was a big endeavor, and that guy deserves props. And his staff and his people and the people that really want to pull it off and make it happen because they believe in it, they deserve props and they deserve respect. And I guess that's all I wanted to say about that. That was kind of a long ass rant, but it's like, I just feel like if more people were more involved and they could see how things work, then maybe they would have a little bit nicer perspective. And musicians alike, like, none of it's easy. Entertainment is a hard business. It's really a hard business.
Yes, it is. And thank you for saying that. We appreciate promoters and the people that support the music scene.
Well, every time you produce an event like that, it's such a precarious